Hey, hello everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. That one took a lot out of me. I don't know what that was. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. It's okay. It's nice to see like this much optimism flowing back into the cryptocurrency market. At least at the time of me making this video, it looks like we're going to have Ethereum ETFs very, very soon. Once again, at least at the time of me making this video. Based on the current news that we've been getting, this is causing a lot of excitement, as one might imagine, because Ethereum, yay! No, it's mainly, I mean, is that, but it's also because the expectation is that as Ethereum is tied to every other altcoin, if Ethereum does well, once again, all the altcoins will do well as well. A lot of the price predictions out there that are currently floating around, especially the most popular one, I don't think are really realistic. I'll try and explain. From my vantage point of using the interwebs, the last month or so, I would say the last month, for whatever reason, a lot of people are putting like year end price predictions for Ethereum at like 4,200, 4,500. And when I dig a little deeper, a lot of these accounts, a lot of these people saying these things tend to be Bitcoin maximalists. Surprise! It's kind of like, for those of you who missed it, was it Michael? I think it was Michael Saylor. Was it Michael Saylor? It doesn't matter. Some Bitcoin maximalist out there a couple of months ago said that, was it? Oh gosh, was it Saylor? He said that we would never, ever get Ethereum or any other altcoin ETF because the market has spoken and Bitcoin's the only thing. And then we got the news that like a day later that Gary Gensler had approved them. And he also, I want to say Michael Saylor. And then he also backtracked. It was like, no, actually, like they're great for the industry. These are going to be amazing, like that kind of thing. So the news right now is like, what happens? We've been going consistently through a very long period of consolidation. Depending on who you talk to and how optimistic they are about life, a lot of people mimic this kind of thing. The longer the consolidation, the higher the prices will go up in the future. I mean, I'm not joking. I just saw a chart that showed like, okay, so people keep showing different charts. It did that on-off thing again. I don't know what's wrong with this camera. Someone showed a chart and it like, they called it like a Bart Simpson chart. There was also, I think, called a Bart and Marge chart. I think that what it is. There was a cup and handles one. Oh, recently we also had like a rainbow chart. That was the one that made the most sense because it actually was like color coded based off of like, you know, how deep we are in the market. Like the cooler colors were like, oh snaps, Bitcoin's really cheap. And then when it got to the top, it was like, hey, you should probably sell here because, you know, it's going to break through the rainbow. Anyway, so yeah, everyone's trying to figure out exactly like where the market's going to go or what the catalyst could be. We have previously in the past had other instances where Bitcoin did go up, and I mean did go up in price because Ethereum went up in price. Where Bitcoin did this like really weird consolidation thing for, I mean, it was only like a month. Ethereum for some reason broke upward. And then Bitcoin kind of like needed to go up as well or would lose a large portion of its market dominance. And that's where we currently are. The one that's on the screen over here, a company called Steno Research is saying, and I mean also this doesn't seem right, like it also seems kind of low. They're expecting that by the end of the year, Ethereum is going to reach a price of $6,500. Also, it sounds a little bit too low, especially if everything's ripping and roaring like it would have done. So for instance, if we currently have, I don't know what Ethereum's current price is. Is it 3,000? I don't know. It's something. And if by the end of the year, Bitcoin's at 100K, 120,000. Ethereum would have organically also moved up by itself above 5 to 6,000. The weird part, and tell me if maybe I'm too bullish on the market. I'm not really sure. A lot of the websites I've been looking at, or the analysts who have been predicting prices, have like some, you know how so certain days we were seeing anywhere between 300 million, 700 million, $880 million flowing into the Bitcoin ETFs daily. A lot of the projections is that it'll take Bitcoin, is that it'll take Ethereum, I think like a year and a half to even get like $3 billion inside of the ETFs. And I'm like, that also doesn't feel correct. If you haven't seen the other videos, I'll give you a very quick rundown. Ether is continuously being bought up on the market, regardless of what the prices are currently showing. The same exact thing is happening with Bitcoin. We hear ETF outflows, and we still see huge amounts of whale accumulation. We just heard that over one out of every 4 Ether in existence is currently being staked in the network, and more are expected as whales keep buying up every day, and then are locking these coins in the network to be able to stake and get money passively from it. That's a huge amount of Ether that's already taken off of the table. Of all the Ether that exists on the planet, 90% of it is not on crypto exchanges. 10% of it is left on crypto exchanges to be bought and sold and traded, but all 10% of it is not liquid. Probably like maybe 40 to 60% of it is actually like up for grabs. So when the ETFs do launch, once again, at the time I've been making this video, when they actually do launch, or we get word that they're going to happen, they're going to be accumulating a large amount of Ether. Once again, ETFs are not the only things that can buy cryptocurrencies. That's the problem. That's one of the huge problems with the Bitcoin ETFs right now, is that the news is reliant on what the ETFs are doing. If the ETFs have a day, which also is weird, we've had some days where the ETF inflows was $0. Does that make any sense? Everyone collectively on the exact same day decided not to put $1 into that market. Some days it's literally 0. And I'm like, well, that's cool. Fine. Fantastic. The other side of the news ends up being that a whale address just bought 100 Bitcoin 3 hours ago. Another whale address just bought 800 Bitcoin. And it's like, well, there goes was that 3-4 days of the entire supply of Bitcoin gone right there in one fell swoop, but everyone's only paying attention to the ETFs. So a lot of the news right now floating around, excuse my eccentricity, as you know, this is all rushing into my mind. A lot of the news right now flowing around about the Ethereum ETFs is that not only are they going to underperform what I was never expecting 800 million per day for Ether. I'm 20 million, 50 million per day, what have you, so on and so forth. I don't think it's going to take them a year and a half to get to $2 billion. But also, people can normally buy Ether, right? You know how it's ETFs aside, normal human beings can still buy Bitcoin on crypto exchanges themselves. You're not reliant just on ETFs. Same exact thing with Ether. They're talking about they're expecting maybe a couple $1 million per day of inflows. And I'm like, if we hear these things launch, and because they're accumulating X amount of Ethereum, and Ethereum's price goes up by 7% in a week, normal people are going to start buying huge amounts of Ether. It's going to cause more buying pressure, and the price will rise higher. The ETFs have to buy more quicker. And you understand what it's kind of weird. I feel like people are maybe purposefully underestimating. Once again, I find myself often to be quite bullish on a lot of different things, but 6,500 by the end of the year feels really off. Like, if we don't get past 8 to 10,000, I'd actually be quite shocked. There's almost no Ether left. Like literally, like we know, like this isn't me making it. Oh my gosh, no, like we know, like there's barely no ether left up for grabs. People are buying it all the time. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but it looks like something is happening soon, according to the news that we've gotten before. But I expect these to do well. I'm not expecting 800 million per day. Heaven help us if we hear that 800 million ether was accumulated in one day. The altcoins would completely lose their minds. Like it would almost look like, what the f is happening? Like it would look completely insane. But yeah, I find it myself interesting that a lot of the negative and or mild news is mainly coming from people who really like Bitcoin and are trying to discount or count out the number 2 coin in the market. But we'll see. I'm excited to see what happens, especially, what do you call it? Let me see. January, February, March, April. Let's say April. Let's say April. So that's July, August, September, October. I'm excited to see what Ether's price is in October. If Bitcoin has, broken out of its sideways downward trend thing that it's doing, and the market is organically going back up, and Ether organically goes back up, and the altcoins begin to follow, and we start hearing that billions of dollars flow into the Ethereum fund as well. Yeah, 6,500 feels really low. Anyway, fascinating times ahead. Something's gonna happen. We'll find out on the next Dragon Ball Z. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever the heck you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and supporting. And I will most certainly be talking, I don't know, to you all soon. See you